Well, it might surprise you a little bit, but we are in a level 1 drought declared in every single county here in Kentucky. State officials say that we could see wildfire dangers and some serious impacts on our agriculture. Now, in the last month, the state recorded only 1.6 inches of rain, significantly below our normal standards. Farmers across Kentuckiana say they need a good heavy rainfall to help their thirsty crops. And with drought conditions impacting the country, the question now, will it affect what you see at the local produce market? WHAS11's Jose Alonso visited 2 locations in Louisville to find out.
When you walk through the front door of the Garden Gate Fruit Market on Bardstown Road, you'll see an abundance of colorful produce.
It hasn't quite affected all the crops yet. The corn kind of ended a little bit early. There's some late watermelon and late tomato that'll go till frost.
But owner Dan Steinmetz says the moderate drought conditions are a cause for concern.
Well, it's detrimental if they're trying to maintain a large crop of stuff. You know, they got to have some rain if they don't have any other way of watering it.
He's not too stressed about his sales right now. That's because he sources his produce from Amish farmers in southern Kentucky, and they have their own irrigation system.
But most guys who have done it for a while, they kind of prepare for some drought.
Dale told me that most pumpkin crops rely on irrigation systems, but they still need rain throughout the summer before it hits the table. But depending on how much water it gets can determine a pumpkin's size or even its color. The farm enterprise manager who supplies Haymarket on River Road said there were no signs of low quantity or quality in the store. But on the farm, it's a different story.
Our farm is based out of LaGrange, Kentucky, and I have to say it's probably been weeks since we've gotten a single drop of rain, it feels like. But yes, we are very much impacted out here.
I spoke with Billy Cortez, a manager at Ashbourne Farms, on the phone. He says their organic produce are also on an irrigation system, but that leaves many acres to the mercy of Mother Nature.
So really the 4 main things is reduced yields, poor quality, increased costs for the farmer, and then also delayed harvest, which all come full circle with no rain.
Even as the next harvest may struggle, Cortez says Haymarket will continue to put their best quality on the shelf without any future price changes. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 on your side.
Ashbourne Farms says that they would love to see a solid 2 weeks of rain to try to take the stress off of those thirsty crops. The JCPS School Board is holding a special meeting tonight ahead of its weekly meeting. Now, according to the agenda, the board could appoint a new member to fill its District 2 vacancy. This comes after a candidate for the position withdrew from November's ballot. 2 weeks ago, District 2 candidate Abby Berthold dropped out of the race, and she made the announcement on social media saying the decision was, quote, due to personal reasons that require my full attention at this time. District 2 covers the Highlands, the area previously represented by former board member Chris Kolb. Now, Kolb originally filed to keep his seat, but dropped out in June after the teachers union decided not to endorse anyone in that race. And all this comes as JCPS says it's still short about half of the certified TARC drivers needed to restore some bus routes. The district set a goal to restore routes to some students by the time they got back from fall break, but that is next week. Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio told us last night that 31 TARC drivers have received their certifications, but the district needs 60 in order to restore routes. Dr. Polio also said under the current transportation plan, the amount of missed instructional time for students has been reduced.
We cannot have successful outcomes for kids if kids are missing minutes of school. It's as simple as that. We had half the bus drivers, so until we get to 60 TARC drivers that have passed the S endorsement, we won't be able to add back routes because of our commitment to getting kids to school on time and getting them home efficiently. That's working right now, and I'm not going to do anything that would negatively impact that.
Now, the JCPS board would have to approve any proposal to restore certain bus routes. Louisville Metro Police are investigating after a man's body was found near Petersburg Park in Newburgh. The LMPD says someone called police just before noon yesterday after seeing a man in a wooded area who was unresponsive. Investigators called his injuries, quote, traumatic, but would not be more specific than that. They are investigating the death as a homicide.
Policing is not just something that we can do on our own, and as far as these incidents that happen in our neighborhood, obviously they're troubling. This was located fairly in the vicinity of a church, several churches along East Indian Trail, so obviously it's very concerning to the citizens and the residents in the neighborhood, and I understand that.
Well, anyone with information is asked to call the LMPD tip line 574-LMPD, or you can submit your tips through the online portal. If you do it that way, you can remain anonymous.